Alright, so just so you can see what's going on, I have a USB drive connected, and this, like I say, rarely works for me, but we'll see what happens. So right now, if I go up here, this one is the 3.1, whatever that was. Oh, and now it's giving me an IP address. It was not the other day. Oh, let's see. Oh, killed the VPN connection. Good. Hate that connection. It's broadcasting ArcWeb AP right now. So if the reset works, then that should be gone. So I wanted to show you the file structure. I mentioned this to Lindsay yesterday that I have a whole bunch of other stuff on here. This is a, what is this one? A 500 meg, I believe. Yeah, 500 meg. And it has about 50 meg on it, I believe. Something like that. Capacity, yeah. Almost 59 meg. So anyway, so let's see. Let's go ahead and eject that. I'm just going to pull it out and let Apple yell at me. Screw you, Steve Jobs. Okay, so this is what I've done before on reboots, and this is where you can tell me if you think I'm wrong. Now, you can see the USB is just an ugly one, but it's just a single-sided one. And normally what I've done is I've just rebooted first, or unplugged it, excuse me. Plugged it in. My understanding is it doesn't matter which one it goes into. Just have to make sure that I'm plugging it in the right way. Okay, so USB drive is seated, no power. I power the device up. And normally this is where I think I've gotten antsy in the past, and I'll actually have it boot, and then I'll unplug, and it comes up as an error. I've learned to just wait a long time. I wait like a full 2 minutes, and so this is the boring part of the video. That's why I'm showing the same thing, so that you can fast forward it if you want to. But I'm going to wait for at least a minute because I want to see if the timing that I've used in the past is just wrong. Okay, we're at about 47, about 50 seconds here, so just out of curiosity, I'm going to go back over here. Whoops. I'm going to check on okay, so my SSIDs. I've got installer SSID and I've got ArcWeb AP. If I click on installer SSID, I get no IP address. If I click on ArcWeb, this is connected to my network as a bridge, and so if it's working, I should get a DHCP from my MikroTik. Which it looks like it is. And yeah, that's my baby. So let's go back up here, and I just want to try it one more time and show you what I'm seeing, because I know that it's so hard to believe somebody when they tell you that something's broken and you can't reproduce it. Okay, it looks like that time it might have connected to the installer SSID. Maybe, maybe not. I've got installer SSID and I see no IP address. Okay, yeah, so it came up and gave me a private IP address, or no IP address. So no IP address on the installer SSID. And this is little Finny. Can you say hi, Finny? Can you say hi? You found the batteries? Can you say hi to Hal and Lindsay? Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Can you say love you? Love you. Aw, say it again. Say love you.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Go watch SpongeBob, okay? Okay, so now what I would do is, my understanding is that if I just unplug this, so there's no power going to it, I take out the USB drive again, I plug it back in. Okay, so no USB drive, it's plugged back in, it's booting back up, And at this point, my understanding is it should be rebooted, and I've seen it do this before, so I know it should reboot, and it should come back to, let's get a clear desktop, I hate. Hey, don't play with that, bud. And let's watch this guy here. I've got the installer, this might be too early to connect to it. Oh, maybe not. That actually worked that time. That gave me an IP address into the installer. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to try to connect to the other one. And that gave me that address as well. So this will be curious. Now let's go over here, go to the UI and see what happens on the UI. Okay, the firmware error has gone away. It's not showing at the top there. It's actually showing me what firmware it is. But this did not reset. I've got an ArcWeb AP. What I'd be curious now, I don't know if you're thinking the same thing, but I'm curious now that that firmware issue is not showing up there. If I can telnet SSH and then maybe do the USB reset again. So I'm going to really bore you to death, and I'm going to try that because now I'm curious. So let's see, that's on 1.50, connect over here, and I can now SSH. Yes, I do. Password. Alright, so I'm in using SSH. So now, if I go back into this, I would think that I should be able to, I've never plugged this in live. I assume that you don't want to plug it in live, but maybe I should not assume, maybe I should ask you guys. But I'm going to do the USB thing one more time, so it's seated, it's unplugged. Perhaps with the file system being in a better situation, then maybe now it works. It's turning into a much longer video than I planned. Okay, by now we should see something. Installer SSID looks like it works. Looks like SSH. It's deciding still if it wants to work. Oh, maybe because I'm connected to the installer SSID, it's not going to see that IP address. Ah, it was still booting up. I probably screwed it up by doing that. Okay, so now I'm connected to it, and SSH still doesn't like me. Let's see what's going on the UI. Okay, so it's still showing a good file system. Now this is still plugged in, so I have not done the full reboot yet, so that should have put the reset, I believe, in file, the command. So now I will unplug, take the USB out, plug it back in, let it reboot. And let's see what she does this time. We're just going to bypass that and go right to my home network. And we're going to go right into the UI and see if we can get to the UI. Great, now I can't join that one. Come on, computer. Connect me to something. Oh, looks like it reset that time. So it's back to ArcWeb now instead of the ArcWeb AP. So that one did reset. So I think the USB reset has to do with the file system. So my guess is that those people that are having problems with the USB reset, and probably the problems that I've seen, I'm guessing maybe, have to do with this file structure, the issue that we're seeing. So let's see, I guess let's get into it just in case, just to make sure. Just because, oh, see, now that's not going to work. Because now it doesn't have an IP address, so I have to get in the installer. Ha ha ha. I know networking. Like the back of my thumbs. Doesn't like the installer SSID. Still thinking about the installer SSID. I can't remember how the default is. I wonder what happens when I try to connect to ArcWeb. If it's in router mode and DHCP, then I should get an IP address, but I don't believe it is. It's not getting anything. I'm going to connect to my network. It's still connected to my network even though it's not on the same IP subnet. I'm going to try, let's see, what is the default address? 192.168.1.20? Is that what it is? I should know that, shouldn't I? Is it 20.1? I don't know. Disregard this part of the, I know that's not going to work anyways. So anyway, so there we go. So I think I've gotten a successful reboot on this guy using the USB. But I can't tell you if the USB fixed the firmware issue based on what I'm seeing here. I'm guessing it doesn't because now the installer's given me an IP address. So I just was not being patient enough. 49. Wait. Oh, crap. Never mind. It kicked me off. I was connected to the installer SSID, and now it has kicked me away. So my guess is at this point then that the file structure is now compromised again after it came up and gave me a good reboot. So anyways, sorry for the long video. Bye now.